Welcome to Music as a Day Job, where we turn music into a day job for artists trying to make it every day. I'm your host, Sean. Also, I'm the CEO of Concert. Concert is an artist accelerator that takes artists from opener to headliner to on tour and gives the fans the best experience in independent live music. That's what it's all about. So, one of the things I'm asked a lot is, how do I get my music on the radio? Now, am I the best person to ask this? No. Like, let's just be honest. But I've had tons of music on the radio. So, coming from the artist perspective, because tons of people will tell you all this other stuff. Tons of people will tell you a lot of stuff. And they'll say, you know what I'm saying, of course, BDS and all these different things. Like, now, definitely do all those because you want to be able to track your music. You want to do the BDSs. You want to do, make sure you're with ASCAP or BMI. I'm with ASCAP. You definitely want to have all the right. So you want to make sure all the data on the actual file is correct, because a lot of people send the files and they have weird names on them. And so how can the DJ remember to play yours if you don't have it, if you don't have the file correctly with it? So then when the song plays, it says your name, has your picture, come up with it, everything like that. Now, those are all pieces that are in the technical piece of once you can get your song on the radio. Of course, BDS and everything. This is if you can get your song on the radio. Now, there is the also technical piece of make sure that you get someone to master your song correctly, because if it sounds crazy, they're definitely not going to play it because they're not going to blow people's speakers. So you definitely want to have everything mastered correctly. Now, let's get from the artist standpoint of this, where my standpoint is. Getting on the radio. First, I always say, what's your reason for getting on the radio? Because us as artists, we think every song deserves to be on the radio. Every song we make is that hit that deserves to be on the radio. Is it though? Is it? So we got to ask ourselves, once you create the song, are you making it? Who are you making it for? Is this a radio type song? Listen, know what songs play on what radio stations. Understand what BPMs are, how fast this song is. What can it fit into some of these types of songs and genres that are played on the radio station you're going for? Now, me from the artist standpoint, that's what I would do when I wanted to drop my new single. I'd pay attention to all the radio stations that were in a region, and I'd start seeing which ones fit my genre, then which ones had songs that were similar to ones that I was releasing. So then once I knew those songs, I was like, okay, this is the type of song that plays in this region. This is the type of song that plays on this station, this station, this station, this station. So then once I was figuring that out, I try to figure out how to get into contact with different DJs on that radio station. Now, I don't know if this is the correct way to do this, but I'll tell you that it does work. So the way I did it was I would just find emails. I would just find emails, like direct emails, and I would send a resume of what I do. And I would say, hey, I'm already on these types of shows. I'm already doing stuff like this. I'm already, like I have this many shows I've been on, this stuff. Can you give a listen to my song? That's the way I did it. Like, some people tell you to do tons of different other ways. I did it, and I was able to get tons of my songs on tons of different radio stations. So I would find emails. Sometimes I would use email checkers, and I knew like the website. I knew if someone, like for instance, if a company has a website and you do an email check on it, like I'd have to find a website that does this. Like, you can just look up like if an email actually works website. Like, it'll be a website that you can put in an email and see if it's the real email. And so what I would do is you can actually take the website name. So if it's like, let's say it's let's say the page is www.968kuvo.com or whatever like that. More than like they're at 96kuvo.com. So then their name, their DJ name at 96kuvo.com would be their email. And so then you can take that way. Or you can just find them. The easy way is just find them on Instagram, because more than likely they're under their DJ name on Instagram. So then you can go to Instagram and then just hit them directly. Now they're probably getting hit a lot. So at that point, you have to be like, you don't want to just spam them, because then they won't play your music at all. So you have to figure out what you're trying to do. Like, go follow these DJs and like tons of their stuff before you send stuff. Just start liking their stuff. Just start going on their page, liking their stuff and commenting and showing love, because that's what they want too. They want the love. So then go on there, start liking their stuff and stuff like that. And then one day just hit them with it. Like, hey, but see, this is like setting up a plan technique to be like, hey, I'm going to drop this song in a month. So let me start adding these people and then start commenting on their stuff for this next, you know what I'm saying? Like for this next like 3 weeks. Then I'm just going to send the song and be like, hey, can you check this out? Boom, boom, boom. They might check it out. And then you got to know if that radio station is willing to play independent music like that, because some of these stations can't play any independent music. So then you have no chance at all. So knowing that, like, people will get mad and be like, man, I don't like this radio station. They don't break no record. They're not supposed to. They play a specific, and they get paid to play a specific amount of songs, and that are a specific list of songs. And they can say whatever they want to say, but that's what happens. Like, that's what happens. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of them say it's not payola, but that sounds pretty much like payola to me. Either way, it's a specific amount of songs that they get paid to play, and they constantly play them. And that's what happens. Hey, it's reality. And then but then there's some that are cool radio stations that are trying to break. Like, they're trying to break music, that have independent music played all the time. They just want it correctly sent. They want the BDS sent. They want to make sure that you have the correct name on it and everything like that. And you have it mastered, and that you more than likely don't have any cussing on it. Like, don't slip up on any of the cussing. That's what happens with a lot of people too. It's just one dumb mistake of like, oh, they just cursed on this piece right here. And it's just something weird. If you have to question if you should have said that, then just delete the piece. Just make a clean version. And now also with the DJs, this is something else you need to do, is when you're going to give it to DJs, radio DJs, regular DJs, everything like that, and you want it to get played, give them all the different versions. Give them, okay, now I'm about to break down these versions for you, so make sure you have all of them. You have your regular version. You have your clean version. Lead with the clean version, because more than likely, if you're going to radio, it needs to be a clean version. Now, if you're going to the club, you can lead with the dirty version. 8-bar intros, 8-bar outros, acapella, instrumental, all of it. All of it, because they might mix pieces into the song. They might mix anything. Yeah, that's what you do. And you probably should go extra above and beyond and give them a drop. Give them just a acapella drop where you say the DJ's name. Shout out to DJ holding me down. This is so and so, and we holding it down for da. Give them that. It's nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's not too much. It's not too much to ask for. You trying to get somebody to play your music. Give it all to them. So once again, let's break that down. You got the regular version. You got the clean version. You got the instrumental. You got the version with the 8-bar intro. You got the acapella. Give them a drop. Now you might be asking me, the 8-bar intro, which one should it be on? That's debatable who you give it to. If you give it to the DJ at the club, they can play the cuss words, give them the regular version with the 8-bar intro and 8-bar outro. If you're giving it to the DJ at the radio, give them the clean version with the 8-bar intro, 8-bar outro. So make sure you have that set up correctly before you even decide to give away something. But once again, I always say, start at the space of, is this song the one for the radio? Does it match the sound? Does it match the sound that's played on these radio stations? Then once you find out that you have the song, make sure you have all those versions and all those files ready. Make sure you have all those files ready, and then start reaching out. Get in contact, start contacting them consistently. Don't spam them. Then hit them with the song. Make sure you get your BDS. Make sure you already have the file with all the right like file language on it, whatever they call that, because you just don't want it to be like this song is called Trap Dollar, and then the song's called something else, but you still got it named under the instrumental beat that the producer put it under, Trap Dollar, and then it's like Trap Dollar beat, and then you just like, oh, this is my song, Get Money, but it's a Trap Dollar beat, and he can't even find out who it's by, because then when he looks up, when the DJ looks it up, they want to be able to look up by your name and by that name of the song, because that's all they're gonna remember. So you got to make sure all that is correct in the file, and probably more than likely, if you have a cover to it, make sure they have the correct cover. So that's how you really can get your song onto the radio if you really push hard and you really want to do it, because there are a lot of radio stations that are willing to do it. A lot of people just don't have the correct files and a lot of the correct stuff done. So it's like, if you really want to do it, just have the correct stuff and then find those radio stations that are willing to play music by independent artists. And more than likely, they'll be more than happy to play your music. And as I said, there's some club DJs that just want to do it. If you got the right tempo and you got the right song that's popping like that, they're probably willing to do it for you. So definitely try those ways and let me know if it works for you, because I've done it a couple times myself. And if that helped you out by me talking about this, just give me a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.